some of the comments. So the husband, I think, is gay.
That was my experience kissing a guy.
Forcing you to be in a fake marriage.
That's the reality. So,
hey guys, this is Exposing Rachel and Benjor.
I'm super excited for you guys to be here because we grew up in families full of secret and shame. And we believe that when we expose ourselves, when we really tell the darkest secrets from ourselves, we're really freeing other people to also be themselves and not have shame around things that they shouldn't be ashamed about.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that even when we got married, that we kept super secret from each other just because that's kind of how we grew up is, you know, your spouse isn't supposed to know everything about you, but we decided that that was something that we wanted to change and be transparent with the world too, because I think a lot of times the things that you feel like you hate about yourself are things that can really help people.
And as you've probably seen on social media, if you follow us, especially Rachel, there's been a lot of comments about our marriage maybe being fake, about me being the gay husband, and this being really a scam. And so today we're going to explain exactly what's going on here and what are those deep secrets that us both never thought we would share with anybody ever, that we would die and go to the grave with those secrets. But once we let them out to each other, to our families, and then to the world, we felt this weight come off our shoulders and really felt really happy and free to be ourselves and to be a better couple, to be in a 10 times better relationship by being extremely transparent with each other. So Rachel's got some comments that she got in her social media to share with you guys to see just kind of like the conversations that people are having about us and about me specifically.
Okay, I love this because some of these comments are like so unhinged. So I'm just gonna read off some of the comments. So it said, the husband I think is gay. Another one says, on mine, after I posted about myself, you know damn well you're not gay. Another one for him is, no way your husband is straight. And that's okay, but there's no way you don't know that. Another one said, this just shows how crazy people are. It's not okay. It leads to white genocide. I literally found out there's a bioweapon to damage our brain, so we can't reproduce normally. One of those is being sexually deviant. So that sounds so bad, sexually deviant. And my favorite out of here, you peg him for sure. So that's just a taste of all the comments that we
Now there's another one saying something like, who's gonna tell her, right? And that's funny because I'm literally wearing a pink fuzzy sweater in that video and I'm looking very, very feminine on purpose. And it's like, do you really think I'm in the closet when I'm wearing this? I mean, men can wear whatever they want, doesn't mean anything, but well, we're gonna talk about that right now. So, this starts when I was really, really young. I was probably 10 years old, and don't ask me how, but I had two little girlfriends. I don't even know if that's middle school or like preschool, whatever that is. And call me crazy, but we would make out in the bathroom as 10 years old. We would French kiss, and I don't understand how.
That's so scandalous.
I don't understand how kids can do that. Like, it doesn't register in my brain how kids can do that. But I would have this little blondie girl and her best friend who was a brunette, and we would be in a little trio as 10 years old, making out in the bathroom. Again, don't know how that happened. But after I left that school in Brazil, where I'm from, Curitiba, I spent 4 years without ever kissing anybody again. And that's what I considered I really lost my, mouth virginity, which was when I was 14, because I really had forgotten how I did it and I had no idea how to do that again. And so at 14, I got super nervous and I had a girl that really liked me and we were really good friends. And so I went and I did it and I was very scared to do it because I literally had no idea how I had done that as a 10-year-old. Because it makes literally no sense.
I know, like, what were your parents watching on TV that, like, you would have...
No idea. But kissing on TV is not that big of a deal, though, right? Like, we see people kissing on any movies. So kissing, unless it's gay kisses that we don't see, but the straight kisses we see all the time. So that's pretty common. Now, the thing is, when I was also about 10, I knew this little boy, and we would always play video games together. I didn't have video games at home, My dad is amazing at like giving us great education. He would spend thousands on all sorts of like English schools, right? Brazilian, so I speak English for a reason. He invested in that, so I'm really grateful for that. He put us in the best schools. I was in the military school. Now video games, like shit that didn't really matter, wouldn't really get us anywhere. He didn't spend any money with that. So like my super poor like cousins had the nicest iPhones and had the nicest video games. He never gave us any of that, but he did give us great education. So I would go to this friend's house to play video games. And for some reason, at 10 as well, we started kissing. I don't know how, I don't know why, but we just did it. And we also French kissed as 10. I believe it was like 9, 10, 11, around that age. And so we did that once only. And then from that point on until I was 12, 13, 14, I always knew that I was a little different because I did not like guy stuff. So I didn't really like cars. I had a cousin, we would play like Barbie, we would play Barbie together, we would play like very girly things together. I would be very isolated in school. So like middle school, I would just not fit in anywhere because all the guys in Brazil love soccer, right? They're crazy about soccer. And when it was time to play soccer, to play any type of sports, I would run away because I would just embarrass myself and I was very awkward with my legs and I had like no coordination, so I couldn't really play any sports.
Some things don't change, right?
Yeah, well, that's definitely not changing. So I was also extremely shy and awkward. I've never met a child as awkward and shy as I was. Like family would come in, I would just hide at home and like not talk to anybody. I would not look at people in their eyes. I would like, you see all my childhood photos, so funny because my sister is a lot like Rachel. She's very like extroverted. She was like the smart kid, the cool kid, and like really cool since she was really young, like the perfect kid. I was like this super awkward kid. You see photos of my sister, she's like smiling and all happy like Rachel, and I have my hands like closed and I'm looking down. I look really retarded, like I look really messed up because I was extremely uncomfortable until I was like 12, 13. And then at 14, I kind of loosened up and became myself. But that was my experience kissing a guy when I was 10 years old. Now, when we got married, she had no idea that had happened, or that I was kind of a misfit growing up. I didn't really fit in with the boys. Like I didn't feel like I really fit that club, and I didn't fit in with the girls either. Like I never wanted to be a girl or like, to dress like a girl. I just like felt like I was misplaced somewhere where I didn't really know where I fit. And then as I got older and I became a teenager, that's where you start realizing, right, you have sexual desires, right? Things start going up and you can control as a teenager. And that's where I realized that I liked girls. I liked their personalities, I liked their looks. I was sexually attracted to girls, but I was also sexually attracted to boys, right? Like I liked boys' bodies, okay? Now I never had a crush on a boy. I never had a boy that was like, oh, I like this boy. Like, oh, he's so cute. Like I don't know. I never had like romantic feelings for boys. But I noticed that I was sexually attracted to men as well as I was getting older. Now, something that you may know or not know about us is that we both grew up very religious. And so we were both Mormons, and I was very devout, extremely devout. In my home, my parents were both converts, meaning that they got baptized when they were older. They didn't grow up in the church. And so they would, their dynamic as a couple really made me lean towards being very faithful in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the Mormon Church, because my dad was a very devout man, very strong, very solid, a very stable person in general. Financially, emotionally, present dad, stable person, loyal husband. Now my mom was quite the opposite. She was always drunk. She was always getting in trouble. She was a big mess. She put us in some bad situations growing up. And she was not devout at all. She was just all about doing whatever she wanted and living life, and that was it for her. And so seeing the difference with my parents and seeing that my dad was like the solid rock guy, and he was so devout to the faith, I saw in the Mormon church a hope to have my marriage when I was older to be solid. To be honest, when I was 10, 11, 12, I thought that I wouldn't get married because I saw an awful marriage at home and I said, I never want this. Like, why do people get married? I could not understand why people got married. But then I got older and I saw in my church the possibility of like, I can build my own family, my own way. And so there's hope here. I see some nice girls who are like also devout like me. They're very loyal, they do the right things, they're not drunkards, they don't have addictions. And so I really saw in the church this hope to build my own family, which is the reason why a lot of people get attached to religion, because they really see the hope for something that they didn't have growing up.
100%.
And so that's what happened. And then as I got older, I went on a Mormon mission. I came back from my home. I came back home from my mission, and then I went to college in the U.S. where I met Rachel. Now, briefly, tell us, since it's our anniversary, right? Yesterday was anniversary. How did we meet, and what did you think? Did you ever see like any signs that maybe it wasn't 100% straight, or how was it for you?
Well, what's funny is like the very first time that I saw you, I thought that he was like so hot. Like, I honestly like.
We just heard goggles because I was not, but for some reason it was like some celestial, some spiritual thing that made her think I was hot.
No, I honestly, because he had like these abs and he was like blonde at the time, and I was like, he's super good looking. So, and it doesn't make me look very good, but before your personality, before knowing you, I just like, he looks like really good. And we met, and I thought he was really cool, and I met him, and you know, he thought I was nice, but he didn't like think much of it. But I'm like a very obsessive person, so I keep calling to my roommate. I'm like, I gotta know this guy. Like, I gotta like find him. And we were going to the same college, so I would like, you know, kind of stalk him, and like I'd see him and like make sure we would accidentally run into each other, which I didn't tell him until like this year because it's so creepy. But yeah, like, and I knew that he was a little bit different just because like you've never dressed like your typical like.
First of all, I had bleach blonde hair, okay, so that's the sign. And that was the area where I was trying to be like, okay, I don't want to like have natural hair, but I also don't want to dye because only girls or gay people dye their hair. And so I was trying to like, okay, I'll just put like sunning, which is lemon, right? So I can just tell my roommates, yeah, put some lemon in my hair, and so I'm blonde now.
It's like the same thing as bleach.
Yeah, but like, no, it's not bleaching, it's not dyeing, it's just sunning.
It's natural.
Men can do that because it's natural, you know, just a little spray at Walmart, like it's not a big deal, right? So I'm a lot straighter by using that instead of bleaching my hair.
I know, but and so like, and I thought that was really cool. So there's a part of me that was like, okay, he's a little more hipster. And like, as I got to know you more, there were just like a couple little things that I think to myself, like, I wonder, but I was never gonna ask that. Because especially like if you grow up in a super religious community or things like that, like you know that people might struggle with things, but you're never supposed to ask because they're obviously trying to live a certain way. And so even though for me there were tiny little moments that I was like
me not wearing socks too. Her family got very alarmed because they saw my photos. They saw I didn't wear socks. So they're like, wow, he has to be gay. He has no socks.
I know, it's like, it's either European or gay.
Yeah, exactly, right? They were not wrong, so good for them. But also, I know tons of straight guys that don't wear socks. They're just stylish and European and cool, and good for them. So.
And I think in the US, we're just used to like such ugly style. Like men put in zero effort here. It's like socks and sandals. So I just think that like you already drew attention to yourself just because like you cared. And you looked good, and you didn't look like you rolled out of...
I don't know if I look good, but I tried.
No, you did.
I definitely cared a lot, because I also grew up in a hair salon, right? So my dad was a military, very strong man. My mom was all into beauty, and so I was like 10. My mom was like, let's do some highlights, because like you need to be more blonde, you know? And so, yeah, it was definitely part of the thing. Now, she never told me or asked me if I was something else other than straight. But
what would you have said? Like,
but she did make some comments, though. You did make some comments that I got really pissed off about. And it wasn't really that. It was just the way it was said. It was kind of... I felt it was weird. Tell us.
I don't even remember.
Tell us what... You don't remember?
I think one was about like dancing.
No, so all you would do, it wasn't like specific things, but I guess dancing was on the. I am a great dancer. Great dancer, I'll say that. Like, I'm a great dancer.
He's a little Backstreet Boy.
I'm a little Backstreet Boy. In our wedding, I twerked with my groomsmen. If you are my groomsmen, great job for joining because you guys were courageous to like dance. Like, I'm a good dancer.
You're a good dancer.
Now, that's not the thing. What she would do when we're dating, which I can't blame her because, again, it turned out to be right. Right? And that's the point of what we're doing here, this podcast. Most struggles that we have and things that like are in our head that we don't want to expose to the world,
People can see it.
they're not that hard to notice.
Yeah.
So if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're gay, if you're struggling with your faith, those things are noticeable. And that's okay because we shouldn't be hiding our struggles. I'm a big believer that the things that make us bleed, we can turn that into art, right? Get that blood and start drawing with it and make something beautiful out of it. And so we spend so much of our lives hiding important things because we feel like we're broken, when in our reality, being broken is what's so powerful. Because once we fix ourselves, then we heal other people around us because they see us. Oh, the broken vase, now it's fixed and it's more beautiful than it was before because it's art now. Those cracks turn into art because he was willing to put in the work to fix those things and to own your past. So for example, I've had clients, I have a company called benjorgoals.com, and I have a client who was struggling with alcohol as well. And he only told me that months later, when the whole time, as we were building his business, he was writing a book, he actually put me in his book. So thank you for writing about me. But the whole time we were working together, he did not tell me that he went to rehab during the time we were working together. Had he told me that, I had helped tons of people before with addictions. He just didn't open up to me and said, hey, I'm struggling with this. Then this company I have...
Oh, go ahead.
Say it.
I was just saying, before you forget, like, what was it about that I said about you?
Yeah. So, what he said, what she would do though is say, that's gay, that's gay, that's gay, ha ha ha, like a joke.
Before you cancel me, it's because I wanted to give you the opportunity in a humor situation to be like, okay, but it's because a little bit I am. But what am I going to do? Be like, are you struggling with your homosexuality? Of course not!
Which I would love. Like, I'm a very open person. The first day we went, we felt like we knew each other for 100 years. And I told her all the secrets about my like alcoholic mom and like how my life is. Not trying to look perfect because that's how we connected, right? We're very genuine with each other. Yeah. And so I would have loved that. And if maybe you are in that situation where you're dating someone or you're married and you're not quite sure, transparency is the key. Say, hey, I understand it's a struggle for a lot of people. You're not alone. Is that something that is part of you? Not a struggle, because sexuality shouldn't be a struggle. It is because of society. It's just how we're born.
I know, like when they say struggle.
Yeah.
You struggle with same gender attraction, like that. Like, it sounds awful. Like, I'm not struggling, like.
Wait, it's recording.
Yeah, like, I'm not struggling, like.
It's just who I am.
Yeah.
It's just who I am, and there's nothing wrong, but we're told by religion that we're fucking going to hell if we don't follow the rules, if we don't either live a fake marriage, or if we stay alone forever, single, and die alone. Like, well, how sad is that? And so
I actually saw, just speaking really quickly just about religion and that, I saw a quote the other day and I was like, you know, you're in a cult when all the blessings you're supposed to get come after you die. And I was like, whoa. Like, forcing you to be in a fake marriage, forcing you to suffer for your entire life for something that it's going to come after you die. Like, how do you know that? So I just feel like, so many like gay people are in that situation and it's just unfair.
Yeah, now, luckily, I was extremely attracted to girls and I was extremely attracted to Rachel. So since I was a teenager, I would go to nightclubs, I had my fake ID. I just told my dad the other day. He did not know.
Really?
I had a fake ID.
How did he think you were getting in the clubs though?
He didn't think much about it. He trusted me because I was a very devout guy and I didn't drink, I didn't have sex. Like, I would come home at 6 a.m., be at church at 9. And then after my mission, I was like, well, let's not party like after midnight because that's already the Lord's day, that's Sunday, so I stopped doing that. But I would be like, I would still follow the rules, but make out with girls and like to do a lot. Just know the key, right? Like when they wanted to touch or they wanted to do stuff, it's like, no, that's for my wife in a few years. Get out of here, whore. And so I was still very devout, but when we were dating, again, just like with any other girl, I was extremely attracted. For the first time with Rachel, I never had this before, I had blue balls all the time. So it's not a joke. When people say blue balls, they're like guys trying to force a girl into sex. That's fucking stupid. Don't do it because he has blue balls. He can masturbate. He can take care of himself. But I did have blue balls a few, and it hurt like hell.
Did it
like,
really?
It's like somebody like punched your eggs.
Nuh-uh.
And like it hurt so much all the time because I was fucking reacted the whole time we're together. Like I was hard. And we connected like best friends since the first date. Like our first date lasted like 6 hours. And since the first date, we couldn't stop seeing each other every single day. We fucking got married after 3 months. No. We decided to get married after 3 months of knowing each other, but it's because we just knew it, right? Like it was just
clicked.
Like since date number 1, it's like, oh my gosh, this is perfection. And so there we go. We get married because again, the attraction is there, the love is there, the connection is there. We were like perfect for each other. But there is this big secret that I've been hiding from her, and that honestly I had been hiding from myself. That's something that never ever in my life I thought that I would tell anybody. And it's also because, quite frankly, it didn't really affect me that much. We live in a straight world. If you're born straight, you're extremely lucky. If you are bisexual, you're also pretty lucky because you can also be really happy in a straight relationship. Turns out if you're married, if you have a great relationship, you're having sex either way. Doesn't matter if it's a dick or vagina, we're doing it. And we're like being satisfied sexually. Yeah. And so a big misconception, like it's like people in the comments, oh my gosh, he's cheating on you. And like, he's definitely like doing dicks in the side. Like what I never did and I never will because I have what I need here. And like that we were satisfied as bi. And so for me as a bi privilege, it was never a big deal. I never thought like, oh my gosh, like I'll be in a fake marriage like David Archuleta. I think he got engaged 3 times.
Yeah.
And he was like, I cannot fucking do this because I don't want to lie to this woman for the rest of my life.
And good for them for not going through with it, right?
Yeah.
So many people do because they feel like they don't have a choice.
And then it's
like you back out of 3 engagements, somebody's gonna be like, there's a reason, and it's probably not the girls, you know?
Yeah. Well, and courageous, right? He was so courageous to do that.
Yeah.
Because so many people live 10, 20, 30 years in a marriage where they're not really attracted to the person, and also they're trying their best, right? They're doing what they feel like they're supposed to do for this crazy God that wants them to live a lie to someday go to this crazy paradise. Conversation for another time. But it's really that bi privilege that I felt like I'm not really lying. Like I'm horny as fuck for her. We have an amazing relationship. She's perfect for me and perfect for her. We're gonna have a great marriage. But at the end of the day, secrets are like this thing that even if it's not visible outside, it's always on you. And if you're going around carrying this thing, you're gonna be you're not gonna be able to be 100% yourself. Our confidence goes down. I don't feel like we can really open up about who we truly are in every single way. There's always this weight that we're carrying on our shoulders. And that makes it really hard. Like, why would we go through life carrying this huge backpack of weight when you don't have to? Whether it is addiction, whether it is depression, whether it is whatever the fuck it is, like owning that and saying, I'm working through it, or I did the work, and being proud of that, then you can release that bag and free other people because they see you and they release their bag, right? So it's so powerful to do that.
Well, for you, I feel like, because I know coming out with something that was like pretty recent, and I know that I've seen a lot of changes, but for you, like since being open about it, what do you feel like for you has changed the most? Like when you take about like taking off the backpack, like what has that been for you?
I have been, so my whole life I was really into art and music. And as I got older, I kind of turned that off, and I turned down the business side of me. And so I saw straight, masculine, God-fearing men in my church who were business-oriented, and I found that beautiful. I found that they made tons of money, they employ thousands of people, and I fell in love with entrepreneurship. I said, wow, I can like make a difference by being rich and powerful, and I can employ tons of people. I can be the example. I can be the rich and the family guy. I can be the rich and the good Christian guy. I can be all of it and show people what's possible. And so I fell in love with entrepreneurship, but I definitely turned off the art side of me.
Because you thought it.
Because it was more feminine, right? Like thinking of like when I was really young, I would produce music. I would not produce because I had no skills, and I still don't. I just fake it and I love it, and it doesn't matter. And so I would like remix songs, whole like Lady Gaga songs, right? Like, come on, like blast Lady Gaga music. My family couldn't be that surprised. My dad put me in martial arts. He put me in sports. He tried. It won't change. I'm sorry if your son, your daughter, if they are what they are, then no amount of sports is gonna change that. It's just who they fucking are. Stop trying to change them. And so they would, and it's fine because I needed to also become less shy, right? So my dad was trying to help me loosen up and not be the awkward guy. And I do think that part of my awkwardness was that I felt like I was a misfit, really. I didn't fit in with the girls, I didn't fit in with the boys. I really didn't have friends. I wasn't smart in school. I felt like I was dumb as fuck. I felt like I didn't look great. So I just felt like this very small person, and I didn't quite fit anywhere. And part of that was definitely sexuality, because I was like, there's this thing about me, that's a big thing about me, that I cannot show anybody. And so I think part of me being so like shy and weird is really hiding who I was. So I think that's the biggest difference. Once I came out to you 2 years ago, and that's 3 years into our marriage? No,
Yeah,
2
no.
years into our marriage.
No. It was like 3 years.
We
into
just
our
hit
marriage.
6 years, so it's 3, right?
It was like 3 years into our marriage, maybe at the
So
tail end of the
once I came out to you, then I started letting this appearance of masculine fade off. I was in corporate America. And I was trying to dress very classic and very conservative. And once I opened up to you, I said, Rachel, I think that the moment I came out to you was when I said I'm gonna fucking dye my hair orange.
Yeah, it was.
Because since I was a fucking teenager at 14, I thought that gingers were like the sickest thing because it's a weird color. It's very rare, right? The 1% of the world has orange hair. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Because the only reason I haven't done it is because I'm trying to put up this image of a masculine man. When I am very masculine energy, I'm not like your super masculine guy, but I am very masculine energy, aggressive and
You're
strong.
super assertive and aggressive.
But that was not bad. Pooh! I don't hear her. I promise. I promise. Just her heart, because I'm a little harsh. And she was a bit of a paddle, like she was way too sensitive. I was too aggressive. And so we're definitely like, we've learned to adapt over the years. So I'm a little more soft with her. And she's a little harder, not so easy of a flower to break.
Yeah.
And so we definitely learned to work for that. But I'm very masculine energy, even if I don't look as masculine or sound as masculine. But I do have the feminine in me, right? So like I love art, I love fashion. So like the fucking rings, I would never do this before I came out. The fucking orange hair, I would never. The fucking weird glasses, I would never. Because the fucking, I don't know, like anything that's like more creative,
Yeah.
I would have just not done it because I was trying to put in this facade that like I'm this conservative, straight looking guy and that's it. So that's definitely the biggest change that I've had. Now, speaking of that, I'm wearing a shirt here. It's me. Okay, call me narcissistic. I love myself as I do. Because when you're I feel like when you grew up being so fucked up, like I was so shy, I was so awkward, I was so afraid of everything. And then you let go of these layers of like heaviness and like beliefs that were holding you back. Then you feel super powerful. Today I feel like a genius. That's why I'm here with the geniuses. Not genius because I'm super smart. Rachel is actually a genius of being super smart. I'm a genius in my own way, right? Finding my creativity, finding my voice, and like going for it. So like you have a genius inside of you, whether you know it or not. You do have it. It's just about finding it. It's not being like the smart girl, smart and beautiful, right? She got really lucky, but maybe it's really owning other things about you. But speaking of it, I did launch a song called Here's to the Crazy Ones. You can see here Steve Jobs and Albert Einstein and me. Two real geniuses and one crazy genius in my own way. So that you can remember that you have your own genius. And it's not about being somebody else. I'm not trying to be Rachel smart. I'm being my smart and I'm owning that. And that's one of the things that really, I've never become so happy and powerful and like so successful in my business in my life. Since I've let go of those layers and I just own myself. And so this song is out right now. And it's part of that change, right? When I let go of trying to be the masculine guy, that's when I already had a business. And I was like, Rachel, I'm fucking crazy about music. Like, I'm fucking nuts. I put my headphones on, I'll go on a walk, I'll like go crazy, I'll be jumping with the dogs in the house all day long. Because music really gets me through the day. When I'm feeling down, I put on my music. If the lyrics are powerful, the beats are powerful, I get so energized. And then I go to work and I'm like so energetic and I like take over the world.
I know you act like you're on crack. It's like, it's like level 10's normal, and then you're like a level
I'm like running around the house with the dog. And you love it, right, baby? Here, my baby. My doggies love it because I run with them. I put my music on, and then we dance around, and then we jump, and like I go back to work, and I feel so much better, and I perform so much better because I'm like so energized. And so this song is out right now. Here's to the Crazy Ones in all platforms. You can go to benjor.com. Weird name, it's made up. I actually changed my name legally. Did I run away from the police? Am I being chased internationally? You shall know one day why I fucking changed my name legally. I was Thiago. Super common name in Brazil, not weird enough for me. Not good for the US. My like clients are all American usually. And they cannot pronounce it. Fiago. So anyways, change my name like benjor.com is the name. benjor.com/music. And you can go ahead and listen to the song. The lyric video will be out soon as well.
It's such a bop. I love that song.
And this one kind of, like, I'll be honest, I have now that I've owned like 100% business in art, I have 6 or 7 more songs ready to go. And they're 10 times better than this one. But the difference about this one is that it's fucking Steve Jobs speaking. It's fucking Steve Jobs. And Apple did this commercial called Here's to the Crazy Ones where they show like geniuses around the world, changing the world. And it's fucking powerful because it's Steve Jobs. And so it's his quote from this amazing, like I believe it's the best commercial in the world, like in history.
It's really powerful.
So powerful, so beautiful. So I listen to that like my mantra. I get super crazy, hyped up, and then I go and like, let's crush my goals. Let's like go some after some crazy dreams. I did that with my clients as well. I did listen to that. And so go check it out. I hope you like it. If you don't worry. Follow me on Spotify still, because there's gonna be a lot of songs that are 10 times better. And they're super powerful. Now, if you notice Rachel as well, she looks like a fucking amazing drag queen all the time because of that fucking thing on her head. So what is that, Rachel?
So I actually sell my very own, it's like a clip-in one piece for hair extensions, because I feel like I have always wanted to have like thick, beautiful, luscious hair. And I feel like people aren't as crazy about that unless you are like a drag queen. So instead of like clipping in these like thin little straggly pieces, I felt like a wig was too much too, because like, you know, you put the wig on and sometimes you have those weird lines. I could never, like when they call it like a bust out, like I was never skilled enough to do that. Like there's some amazing women who can like do the whole blending, and I'm like, no, I can't, I'm not skilled at that. So I created my own. So if you also want, you know, big, massive hair, and you also are like me and you're super unskilled and you just want to like plop it on your head and be done with it, then you can just go to rosette.co, and that's where you're going to be able to buy it in whatever color hair that you have. It's like 300% density. It's like the biggest hair piece on the market because I ain't no basic bitch. And I'm like, I would rather go big than go home. So if you want, you know, kind of a big, massive hair makeover, this one is like exactly like my other ones. I cut it a little bit shorter because I liked the vibe. And
that's a cool thing. You can cut it as long or as short as you want. It's pretty long, and then you can adapt it to however you like to style it.
Yeah, I mean, you can straighten it, you can make it curlier, you can tease it, you can do whatever you want with it. It's synthetic hair, but it's the highest possible grade synthetic hair, so you can treat it like real hair, and it's gonna act like real hair.
Now, let me tell you that when we first got married, I got this job at Corporate America. I was feeling like the shit because it looked like a really fancy job. And so for her birthday, I believe, I got her a vanity, and she would spend an hour and a half every single day curling her hair and getting it all dolled up. And I thought, like, goodness gracious, how does this woman, like, how is she so patient to spend that long on her hair? And so once she finally found out that, like, black girls are so smart for wearing wigs and white girls are, like, missing out because they don't think about it, right? It's not part of their culture.
Yeah.
So once she finally said, like, wait, they do it, well, why don't we do it? So she started wearing wigs, and she tested like 20 pieces from Amazon, and they were never quite as big as she liked. She liked, of course, to look like a queen all the time. And so she finally then said, I'm gonna fix this. And so she spent like a year and a half going through tons of providers. How do you call them? Not providers.
They're suppliers.
Suppliers.
Manufacturers.
Tons of suppliers going saying like thicker, longer, this.
And
She
everyone
went,
wanted to tell me that they couldn't do it. And
they
so
all
I
said,
started working with
I
suppliers.
couldn't.
Like, well, bitch, somebody did, and that's who I went with. So.
Yep. And so now she has this, and it's literally the thickest one in the market. There's nothing on Amazon like it, because she's bought all of them
Not
throughout the years.
Amazon, anywhere.
She's even spent like fucking
Thousands of dollars
No,
on this.
there is 1 week she bought. Just so you have an idea, she spent $650, $700 for a week when she was doing music before, and she had a music video. So she bought this like natural hair, super expensive $700 wig, and it was still not as good as hers. And because it was natural hair, the curls would fall off.
Yeah, it would get like frizzy, and that's the thing with natural hairs. I think a lot of people are like, oh, real hair, because like synthetic gets tangled and whatever. It's like, if it's bad synthetic, it will, but real hair also doesn't really hold a curl or do all the things that synthetic hair does. So I'm like, and we used to see like Katy Perry wearing all these wigs, and you'd be like, she's great. She's like, why is she wearing a synthetic wig? I was like, because they actually hold curls
It's way
and
better.
styles way better. Like, if drag queens wanted to have the best hair, if natural hair was the best hair, they would use it, but they don't. So I think that's also enough. So anyway, if you're into that kind of stuff, which you should be because it's fun, again, just rosette.co. We'll put all the links everywhere.
Yep. Now, back to the story. We were talking about how I finally came out to you. So let's share that story, okay? We went to this event, and it was like a psychology of success type of event. And I felt really inspired during that event to come out to Rachel. Nothing about the event was about transparency. Nothing was about owning yourself, but it's just about like really being successful, like being who you. I mean, it wasn't even about being who you are. I was just in a good environment, being taught good psychological principles. And so in that event, I was like, I'm fucking becoming a business and life strategist. I'm fucking making music, and I'm gonna make that part of my live events, and I do that now, by the way. And I'm gonna fucking come out to Rachel, and I'm gonna tell her the truth, and I'm gonna come out to the world, because I shouldn't hide something that's a part of who I've always been. Now at that point, we were still the Molly Mormon couple. We went to church every Sunday, we read the scriptures every day. We didn't drink coffee, we didn't drink, we
We're teaching the teenagers.
were teaching teenagers at church. Our house had temples all over, photos of temples. We went to the temple all the time. We were like the super, super conservative, God-fearing, Mormon, perfect type of couple. Even if you looked a little, I guess you might have been your pop star era trying
But
to
I
be
was
a pop
always
star.
modest.
But she was
Like,
always
you could
modest.
never touch me without my garment.
Which is also like the reason Mormon and garments are like the Mormon underwear. We wear like a white. We used
It's
to
like
wear.
a white t-shirt and white shorts under everything, so you can't show your shoulders, can't show past your knees.
And that's supposed to be a reminder of like your covenant, right? Your covenant with God to give your life away to Him.
And it's, like, that's to show how devout we were too, because so many people don't wear their garments.
Oh yeah.
And it drives me crazy. It's such a pet peeve. Like, don't say that you're like totally in the church and then like you're wearing it, holding your boobs out. Like,
And that's what I fucking loved about Rachel when I met her, because she was stylish. I saw a photo of her on Facebook. She's wearing like a leather skirt, very tight, like hot ass. Like she's looking great.
But it was
but she's modest. And I was like, yes. She served the mission as well, so did I. So I knew I was marrying, like all of my exes after my mission were returned missionaries. And I knew, like, if you're gonna fucking believe it, then do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you fucking believe, follow it. I don't care what religion you do, but if you believe it, then follow it. If you don't, then leave. Don't be, there's a verse in the Bible, don't be hot or cold, or I throw you up. I lukewarm, like, or I throw you up. Why? Like what God says in the Bible. I agree, like either be in or not. But she was always modest, even in her pop star era. And we can talk about that another day. She did music and then she hated it, and now I'm the one that's crazy about it. And I'll be forever because that's who I've always been. But she would still be fucking modest, dressed like a fucking like Lady Gaga drag queen, but not showing her body too much, being very modest. And that's like the type of value that really attracted to me as well. Like, while she's not willing to change her values for fame or money or attention, she is following exactly what she believes, but still going after her dreams. And so we can talk about that in another episode. But after that event is when I realized that, can you just check that it's recording?
Yeah.
It's our first time, guys, so we want to make sure that it's recording and don't miss anything here.
Oh my gosh, what if the audio is not like a recording?
It is.
Or just muted?
Just for light imagery. Your light is green, yes.
I can't see. I'll have to
Okay. And so at that event, I decide I need to come out to my wife and eventually to the world. That was 2 years ago. And so I can't remember how long it went by after the event. I think it was very fast.
It was pretty quick after.
Here's something about me. Because of all the secrets and shame and things that went on growing up, I'm 100% transparent.
Too fault sometimes.
Yeah, too much. And so I'll say exactly what it is. I won't hide anything. That's what I don't fucking get when people cheat. If you're not happy, leave. Like, yeah. And so, and that happened when we were dating. Like, I fucking knew I wanted to marry her. And to me, it was a mess because we were 21, fucking broke. And in my mind, all these Mormon people like me, right, like I was, they would all get married at 20, 21, 22. And I thought it was the stupidest thing. I was like, graduate college, which was also another bullshit that we were taught to believe. You know, it was a waste of my time and money. Graduate college, make some money, and then you get married. So in my mind, it's like, I'm gonna get married at 26, 27, and then, you know, it'll be great. And so that was in my mind. And then I met Rachel and I was like, fuck that, she's perfect. Like, I'm never gonna find anybody like her. We're the perfect match. We're like exactly like each other, but with a few tweaks that make us unique. Like, I love it. So like, I was like, whatever, let's do this.
That's how narcissistic we are. That we're like, you were exactly like me, and I was exactly like you. I'm like, oh, that's the best.
Yeah, it's personality. Like, we connect. We have different strengths. We're very different in a lot of ways, but our personalities and like, well, we just like, again, we talked for the 6 hours in our first date, and we couldn't shut up, and we still do that.
Yeah, I know, we still don't.
6 years later, we don't shut up all day long. We're just best friends. And we fuck still good. So like, it's all great, you know. It's all great. We had a lot of issues that we had to work through. A lot of struggles in the marriage. First 2 years were not like beautiful. They had a lot of pain to work through.
But I think the transparency, especially at this, changed so much.
You had always been there, and so there we go. Now I can record. And so, 21. I was like, gosh. She's the one. What can I do? I would love for this to happen 6 years, but there's no way it's not her, like, or it's gonna be. So I knew I loved her, and I never knew I loved anybody before. And then I knew I loved her, and I said, no, I'm gonna tell her in like 3 months from now, because I'm gonna fucking scare her. We've been dating for 3 months. It was intense, right? We both didn't have family. We were in Salt Lake City by ourselves, just roommates. So we saw each other every single day. For 5, 6, 7, 10 hours a day, doing homework together, cooking at home because we're broke, sharing a burrito because we're broke as fuck. And so we were like best friends since day one. And I was like, I'm gonna hold this off, and I couldn't. One day I was in the shower and I was like, I gotta tell her. And I felt really, I honestly felt like she was gonna break up with me. Because if I'm dating someone and 3 months later they tell me they love me and they wanna marry me, or I mean, I just really wanted to say I loved her. The marriage wasn't there, the marriage part, but I just knew she was the one. And so I thought I was gonna hold it off. And then I come off the shower and I'm like, fuck, I gotta tell her. And I was feeling very awkward because in my mind, she was definitely gonna break up with me. Like, you're nuts. Like, no, like, what the fuck? Bye. You're crazy. And I am, and I love it. But I was really scared to tell her. And so I did tell her. And then she's just as crazy as me. What did you say?
Well, what did you say? You're like,
I think I love you.
I think I love you.
Now, I'll be fair, because I had never loved anybody before. I had girlfriends, I really liked them, they were all great people. But I knew nothing like you, and I knew like it was 10 times better and different. But I never loved, so I didn't quite know what it was, but I think I love you.
I know, just a little more confidence.
And then...
I was like, you think? You're like, I love you. I was like, I think I love you too. And then we're like,
should we
so
get
we're
married?
getting married?
Which was ridiculous, but honestly...
Our first serious relationship. Our first time saying I love you to somebody else, and we're like, we should get married now,
Yeah.
Which we did. We got married after 8 months of knowing each other. Which
Did we get engaged after 3 months, or we set up? No, we got engaged at 5.
we got engaged at 5 because we were still like, we were picking out the ring, and we were like, the next day after we said we were getting married, he comes in with like this Excel spreadsheet. He's like, so in order for us to get married, we have to save this amount of money, around this much money for rent, blah blah blah. So we should get married in January of next year.
Like a year from now, a year later, like let's wait a fucking year, make money, save and prepare.
I was like, no, let's get married ASAP.
And in 6 months later, we were married, right?
Yeah.
Probably 6. I think it was 6.
Yeah, well, 3 less than that. It was 4 months after that. No.
No, 6.
3.
Because we got married 6 or 7. Because we got married at 10 months.
No,
So-
we got married at 8 months.
Anyway, I don't know.
8, 7, 6, 5. It was 5.
It was really fast, okay? The typical Mormon, LDS, traditional way. And so, but it was amazing. Okay, it was a big struggle in the beginning. We had a lot of things to work through.
Another struggle.
But best decision I've ever made. We just hit our 6-year anniversary and it's been amazing.
So, like, circling back to the transparency, like,
So-
when you told me for the first time.
Once I went to that event and I realized I had to come out to her in the world, I then, very quickly after, one night we were in bed and I was like, Rachel, I gotta tell you something. This could change everything in our marriage, or this could mean nothing. It's really about how you take this. And I'm super scared because so many times when couples in traditional religions come out to each other, when they do, because many don't, they die in secret and they live a life of shame. But when they do, there's divorce. Like, how have you been hiding this from me? There's a lot of mistrust, there's divorce, especially if you're gay, not actually attracted to your partner. Again, I was bi lucky, right? I was bi, and so like to me it was a lot easier, but still it was a big deal. And in my mind I was super scared. It's like, there's a high chance that she's gonna get divorced, that she's gonna divorce me, and that's okay, I guess. Like, honesty comes first, truth comes first. Even if something happens, I cannot live a lie. And so I gotta tell you something, this could mean anything or nothing. And that's when I tell her it's kind of dark and moody in the room because I didn't want her to look at me. And I don't know if I was crying already.
You were.
Probably was. And I tell her, I'm bisexual. I've always been. I've always known. And it's just been part of me. Luckily, I'll always be loyal. That's who I am. If I was gonna fucking do anything outside our marriage, I would divorce you. I would never cheat. But that's the reality. So
And
don't tell us your reaction yet, but tell us how it was for you, I guess.
well, I think for me it was really scary because I was like, why is he telling me? Like, if he's telling me it's because you do want to leave me, like, what's the point?
Keep talking.
So I remember, and I felt bad because I didn't want him to see in the moment how upset that I was. So it was like the next day, I think he found me, I was like crying in my closet, like on the ground. Because I'm like, if you're telling me this, you know, you're definitely planning on leaving me, because you could have just kept this a secret. And it's not like I wanted him to keep it a secret. If that's how he was, I was just scared. Why now? Why is this something that you feel like is important? So I tried really hard to be supportive, but I think I struggled with it just because I felt like this means he's gonna leave me. I thought it was like, probably you're out for wanting to leave me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, I guess, like the reason why I'm crying here now. There's gonna be the audio version of this, by the way, so if you're more of a listener, later on you can listen to this on Spotify and all platforms as a podcast, not video. We probably want to see our cute dogs. You probably want to see how cute they fucking are instead of just listening to us. And we dress kind of crazy too, so it's probably fun to watch. We're kind of nuts. But the reason why I'm crying is that there's like so much. I think the more secrets you hold to yourself, to the world, to others, the more power it has over you. So I feel like holding this my whole life, because I was raised in and believed that that was something not natural, wrong, that was something harmful, that right there definitely brought me down, even subconsciously, right, without even noticing. That was something that was holding me back in my life. And so there was a lot of pain and shame then, because again, our marriage was at risk. And it was part of me that I never thought I would open to the world. So it's also fucking scary, because I'm like, am I gonna be the gay guy now? Which, as you guys can tell in the comments, I am. And I don't give a fucking shit about what you say now. Or who's gonna tell her? When is he gonna leave her for a man? When... Those are the comments we get every day, and honestly, I'm not crying for that, because I don't give a fucking shit about you. I'm happy, I'm successful, we're in an amazing marriage. Our marriage has gotten 10 times better since we became more transparent to each other, and since we've left false religion. Love my family and friends that are in it. Most of our friends are still Mormon, but it's not true. Unfortunately, we desperately wanted that fucking church to be true. We lived by it until we were 27. We drank our first tiny alcohol in life when we were 27.
And what I hate too is so many people say, well, obviously now we know why they left. You know, because, they left because they wanted to be gay. Like,
which is really like, what's so funny is like, we really become hypocrites in religion so easily. Because we weren't really all that affected by being bi, and you're gonna hear the crazy side of her reaction in the next show, the next episode, which I never thought and never expected what came from her mouth. But I lost my thought. I was saying, it was really easy for us to be bi, because we were in a happy marriage, we were fulfilled, we didn't have these like needs that
there was like no longing or like
there wasn't longing or anything like that people do when they're in other situations.
Did you do so much?
She farts all the time.
So that's
Pugs, they're the dream,
do you
but
like worse than
they are stinky, let me tell you.
That's
She
like
farts.
worse than your
But look at this, it doesn't matter because she looks so cute.
It's me.
It doesn't matter because she's so cute, so like who cares, she farts. But that's really so her reaction was pretty nuts. You're gonna see that in the next one. But our lives didn't really change because we were bi, But it's again, it's just a secret. We don't want to fucking keep secrets from us or anybody because there's no shame in just being who you fucking are.
I hope that's like the main takeaway that people get from watching, because like we love to post stuff on social media, and of course you post things and you know people are gonna have a strong reaction about it, and that's why like we don't care anymore. Like I used to care so much. I was always worried about like, oh, I'm gonna get canceled, or like, oh, we can't say that. Now it's like, why would we not? Because we don't care about what people say, because we know between us what the truth is. We want to share the truth with people who are willing to believe that this is the truth, because it is.
And we don't care if you don't believe either. Like, we have nothing to prove to anybody. And so, like, if you believe it's fake, then good for you. Keep commenting and saying it's fake so we get engagement, we get richer and richer by the day. So please keep engaging.
So please
keep saying, oh my gosh, he's so gay. Honey, if I'm wearing a pink fuzzy sweater, I promise I'm not trying to look masculine.
And if
like,
I was not at all, like, sexually satisfied, I wouldn't. That's probably a lie. I still probably would be here, but that's not at all an issue.
There's vibrators, I guess.
I guess, but I don't need them, luckily. So
we're extremely happy. That's why we did create some rumors, okay? So I have this here. It's from this bitch. This is Britney bitch, if you don't know her name. And she fucking scratched me with her fucking pink nails. It's so cute, but you hurt me. And so this is not from Rachel, it's from her.
It's from a different bitch.
There's no fucking messages that she's seeing on my phone. Since day one, I give her my phone. Since we're dating, it's like, go through everything. I go through her messages, she goes through mine. Don't tell me like, oh, like, respect their, there's no fucking privacy. What do you need to hide? I go, like, occasionally, every like 3 months, I'll go through her messages. And it's not really like, I don't think she's doing anything.
Like curiosity.
But I'm curious, like, are people sending her dick photos, or like, are they showing her boobs because now the lesbians love her too? And like, are people like hitting on her? I want to know. So like, it's not out of mistrust, but it's just of transparency. And she can do the same. Like, I don't give a fuck. And like, if there's something sketchy,
you always tell me.
if somebody's somebody's weird, I'll say, Rachel, look at this. She's crazy. Like, I did not mean that. I talk to people a lot, by the way. If I message you and you start following me, I message you. I do that for my business, okay? I help people hit their goals for a living. And that's also free to check out, not just the music, but Benjor.com/club. I have a club where I help people hit their goals. Whether it's their business goals they want to start, or grow a business, they want to be more consistent, do the work, stop procrastinating, while getting fitter, happier, working through addictions, anything that's holding them back. I work with both personal and business goals at the same time for a 15-day trial. Start for free. If you don't see results, then go ahead and check Benjor.com/club. That's what I do for a living. I love it. And that means that I message people. If you start following me, we'll probably start talking with each other. And sometimes if it's a girl or like whatever, I try to be very careful, but if the person takes it the wrong way, I'll show her and be like, Rachel, this is odd. Look at this. Like,
I know, like when there's a really hot girl who messaged me, and she was like, and it was total girl code to like, girl, I love you for this. You had the right.
She wasn't hot. She was just fucking stupid. She was a friend's. She was a friend's wife.
No, it's not that one. It's
another one.
The one who sent me screenshots
of me.
Of you talking to her and was like, girl, do you know that he's talking to other people?
Oh my
gosh.
I was
like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Like,
and there's another, which is good, girls. Like, I think you should do that.
I love it. And
if you find a man being sketchy, send it to their wife or their whoever,
100% girl,
or their boyfriend. If it's gay, if you're gay, like just send it. I think that's worthy.
Yeah, I was like, I appreciate it. Like, he's totally not. She's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah.
And there was another time that happened. An acquaintance's wife. I was talking, right? It's a business conversation because I'm trying to see like what kind of goals do you have? Can I help you? Can you start a free trial and see if this works for you? And so she also took it the wrong way, and she was very rude about it. I'm like, bitch, I'm not flirting with you. I promise I'm very satisfied with my marriage, and if I was single, I would not be flirting with you.
You know.
And so I have high standards. Even if I was single, I will not be flirting with you, I promise. And so, anyways. That's it for today, guys. And so again, if you want this beautiful, luxurious hair, whatever, for really cheap, Rosette.co, Rosette.co.
Did you say 2 R's?
No,
I think you said R.
It's a lot of doubles there. It's a lot of doubles. Rosette.co. Go get a piece of hair. If you want fucking amazing music to get energized, to get happy, to get rid of this fucking heaviness. Sometimes we have all these layers of lies that we tell ourselves through our lives, and they hold us down. They keep us thinking small. They keep us living small. Then fucking listen to Benjor music. It's gonna get you through the day. It's gonna energize you, and then go and crush those goals. And if you want help working with my team, having an accountability coach, somebody to help you out, 101, start it for free. If you don't love it, if you're not crazy about it, within 15 days, cancel. You're not gonna pay anything. But I know you love it. I know you make more money. I know you feel happier. You be more successful. You lose weight. You look hotter. You do all the things that you always told yourself you would do by joining our Reality Engineers Club. So do that as well. And the next episode is gonna be the
A
juicy response that Rachel gave me that I could never imagine. You look at me and you're like, this guy is not straight, right? Maybe he moves his hands too much, he talks a little, or whatever, and great. I'm 100% myself now. I was already close before, but not 100. I'm 100% myself. I'm not trying to look any straighter than I am. If anything, I'm trying to look gay. I'm doing like...
How extra can I be?
As I'm doing music now, I'm like, I'm really showing who I am. Fucking carrying Brazil here on my arms because I don't want people to think I'm American, and not that I would sound American. Or Irish, right? From the orange hair. I'm fucking Brazilian. People know it. I was recording my lyric video. This is gonna be out soon. I'm like, Rachel, I look a little too straight. How can I make this a little more gay? Because it's who I am. I am.
Some rhinestones.
I am a little feminine, so I need to show it in who I am. And so I said, give me your fucking gloves. She had these like mesh gloves that are very girly. I was like, fuck, I love it. I look a little gay.
They look good on you though. Like, it's hard for things.
I love it.
Gay on you.
I love it. So I put like the little gloves because like, yeah, I am a little feminine. I'm not gonna just look kind of aggressive. I need to look feminine. And so, yeah, and that with a hammer in my hand because I'm gonna like smash your false beliefs and help you level up in life.
It's not scary.
Yeah, I am scary. She's scared of me because I'm too much. I'm a lot to live with. But she's very patient. And we're doing great. And so all the fucking rumors were lies. We posted tons of weird stories. There's nothing on my phone for her to see. She did not scratch me. It was this bitch right here. Britney bitch, so beautiful, but she hurts me sometimes. And it's all lies. We're happier than we've ever been. And being 100% honest about ourselves. Leaving false religions. And just finding peace and really freeing ourselves from any type of beliefs holding us back has changed our lives, changed our marriage. We're not perfect. We still have tons of things to work out. She's a little lazy. I'm super aggressive. And so I can hurt her. She doesn't do much sometimes. Like, we have a lot to work through. And so we're going to expose these things.
So that's how we're going to play. I've been waiting.
And so...
Do you want me to get my list?
Go get your list.
Bitch!
Well, careful, because it's filming. Careful, love. It's filming. Don't break the camera right now. And so... what we're gonna do in this podcast is expose our shit. We're gonna put our laundry here for you guys to see. So you can really free up yourselves in your marriage if you're single so you can make good decisions. Marry the right person. Honestly, I don't fucking know any couple in our lives that's better than us as a match as a couple. That's more transparent, that's more like, that's closer as best friends, that's more united in our goals. She fucking is running her business, growing a lot. I'm fucking running my business, we're growing a lot. We still want a big family, so thanks Mormon beliefs and heritage of like making us want to have 4 or 5 kids, we're gonna adopt kids, we're gonna have a big, huge family. We're really the best couple I know. Besides or including our weirdness, right?
I think it's because of that.
Because we're different and we love being different, and you are different as well. Whether you're single or you're with your spouse, there are so many things that are so unique about you that you're gonna find out once you get rid of those layers holding you back. And we hope that that's what this show does. So this here was exposing Rachel and Benjor. We hope you guys come to our next episode, and we're excited to expose our shit here, open our laundry, and help you guys be freed through the process.
Okay, it'll be a juicy one, so I don't miss it, because now it's my turn to talk at a million miles an hour.
Yeah, so she'll talk a lot. I don't talk a lot today, and so she's a lot more fun to listen to, and you guys will hear that next time with her juicy secret that she told me once I came out as bisexual to her. Go ahead and follow us on social media as well. She's Rachel Rosette on social media. She's blowing up. She does amazing. I am Benjor Music. I am flopping to the top, baby. I'm flopping right now, and that's okay because the more we flop, the faster we flop, the faster we grow. So I'm flopping, she's killing it. And I also have my business page, Benjor Rosette, where I share more of like the business, self-help, motivation type of stuff. And then the music page is connected because my music is all about that, but it's a little more fun, more artsy.
And I have to pee now, so we're gonna go.
We're gonna go, but we'll see you next time. Take care, stay crazy, going for those big goals and dreams, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.